One of the most exciting Atomsphere features is mapping. Our output files are dynamically named, and we need to translate the data from the source XML content to a destination comma-delimited flat file. Remember, the integration goal for this class is not only to archive the original XML file, but to convert those XML files into corresponding CSV files for reporting. A map shape transforms one structured data format or profile to another. In our case, we're going to be transforming our XML files to CSV flat files. Each map has a source profile, your input data, and a destination profile, your output data. These files are imported into the map based on a sample file or schema or manually created. Once the profiles are loaded, it's time to map the corresponding elements. To map the elements, simply drop and drag each source profile element to one or more destination profile elements. Let's set up our map for our business use case. I'm now going to walk through setting up and configuring our map using both the source, which will be an XML profile, and our destination, our flat file profiles. This is exercise number 7, which will be to create a map in the source profile, and exercise number 12 to create a flat file profile, destination profile. This begins in your book on page 39 and it goes to page 34. If you do not have a map shape on your process canvas, you'll just click on Shapes and then drop and drag a map shape onto your process canvas. To configure our map shape, we click on the plus symbol next to the map to choose our map. In the map shape, we're going to name our map Account XML to CSV. Normally, when we create a naming convention for a map, we're always telling it where we're going on our source to our destination. We're going to start off by creating our source profile. We're going to click on the Choose button. We're going to select XML. We're going to go into our Boomi Essentials folder and we're going to select our account XML. We click on OK, and what it has done is has loaded everything that is in our account XML file. So we're going to click on the Save button. And we have completed exercise number 11. We've created our map and our source profile. Let's move on to exercise number 12. We're going to create a flat file profile destination. We're going to come over and select Choose on our destination. We're going to be selecting a flat file. And as you can see, it comes up that there is no data to display. So we're going to have to create a brand new flat file. We're going to call this flat file account CSV. We're going to go to the Options tab first. Do we want column headers? Well, we do, so we're going to check this off. What's the file type? You have your two choices. Your file can be delimited or data positioned. We're going to be using a delimited file. What do we want to delimit it with? We have quite a number of choices. We can do a star, comma, tab, tick mark, bar, other, or a byte character. We're going to select comma delimited. And next we have our text qualifier. And I'd like for you to flip to your book onto page 42. There is a note field. We're going to be using a double quote text qualifier. This handles data belonging to a particular field containing a comma, but is not interpreted as a separate data element. So for example, 123 Adams Road, comma, Suite 400. It's going to ignore that comma in that address, so the address belongs to the address field. We are going to use a double quote text qualifier. Now for the text qualifier escape, the delimiter escape, the escape for escape, or the remove escape, we're not going to do anything for those, but if you are interested in learning more about them, please take a look at the reference guide. Now I'm going to click on Save to save my options. And now I'm going to click on my data elements. I want to create 12 data elements, so I'm going to select Add Multiple Elements. I put in the number of elements that I'd like to create. I'm going to type in 12, and notice I have 12 elements listed here. Now they all have the same data name, new flat file element, which means that I'm going to have to modify them. For all of our elements, we're not going to do anything else but modify the data name. So they're not going to be mandatory. We're not going to force them to be unique. We're not going to do anything with the field options or the data formats. So beginning on your book on page 43, our first one is listed, which is the account ID. Notice as I'm typing it here, it is being displayed under the Elements section. I'm going to continue on with our second element, which is the account name. Next, we have industry. We have address 1. Now I'm going to pause the recording, and when I come back, I'll have all of my elements entered. I have entered in my data elements. I'm now going to select Save and Close. And it now populates my destination on my map with all of my data elements. I'm going to click on Save, so I save my map, and this concludes our activity. This concludes our video, but please complete exercise 11 and exercise 12 before moving to the next video.